From Peoria, Videomax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Christina Colosimo and Jennifer French. Your news anchors, Jewel Jones and Shira Steer. Sports with Cody Brutlag. Your news interviewer, Rachel Seacrest. And the Midstate News Team. Get Real with Darian Clay. About Town with Courtney Shattuck. Let's Eat with Sherry Ellis. And In the Spotlight with our own Sandra Hollywood Hall. Street Team is with Daniel Shore, and State of the Arts features Matt Seneca. Our hosts, Christina Colosimo and Jen French, now welcome you to Midstate Magazine. Take it away, kids.
And good evening. Welcome to another episode of Midstate Magazine. I'm Christina Colosimo.
And I'm Jen French. And this week we're talking about travel. That's our theme. So.
Yeah. When was the last time have you ever been on a fun travel experience?
Well,
lately?
my travel experiences, I'm not the person to like go out and fly. So a lot of my trips are road trips. And probably my last trip was in the Porcupine Mountains at the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So if this is Michigan, I was like on the tip of the thumb. That's where I was.
Really? And did you ski? What did you do when you were there?
Unfortunately, no. I camped, and there was a black bear outside of her tent, and Lake Superior was freezing, but it was really pretty. It was clean. It was pretty.
Was it over the summer?
It was over the summer.
Okay. And so then, are you almost at the border of Canada when you do that?
No.
You're on the other side?
There's a giant Lake Superior bordering. Yeah, if we sailed across Lake Superior, we'd reach Canada.
I get what you're saying. Sorry, my geography teachers are all like crying right now. Goodness gracious. I'm not a camper. I don't think I could do it. I'm being dead serious. You wouldn't want to camp with me because I'd be the one sitting in the corner crying the whole time.
I don't know, like after that trip, I don't think I was a camper either because there were no bathrooms, showers. There was an outhouse, like maybe half a mile from our campsite. It was.
Who'd you go with? Were you with friends, family?
With my boyfriend at the time, so this was a long time. This was like a year ago. I haven't traveled since.
Oh, must have been a bad experience.
It was quite the trip.
Gosh, how long was that trip? How long was your ride up?
Oh, the ride up, it was probably, like going through Wisconsin, it was probably like 6 hours, maybe 8 hours. I don't remember. I fell asleep.
I am the worst traveler ever. Like, no one wants to ever travel with me, whether it's flying, driving, anything. Because I just sit there and I either like talk everyone's ear off or I just sit there and complain the whole time. So no one ever wants to travel with me. And I'm not a good flyer either. Even if I do fly from time to time, I hate flying. I cry all the time. Like, I hate flying. Like, people sedate me. I take pills to sedate me because I'm such a bad flyer. No joke. See, you think now you're just like, she's on the crazy train, but honestly, I'm a terrible flyer. I hate it. I get in a plane, and every time, this is what I think. I'm like in my chair, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the last time I'm ever gonna like be on the face of this earth. Because every time I fly, I think I'm gonna crash.
Do they still give like free peanuts, or do they charge for those?
I don't know, actually. I haven't had, because I get knocked out every time I fly. Honestly, knocked out every time. So I don't really know what they do anymore. But there was a rumor that one of the airlines was gonna charge your meals in economy on an international flight. Yeah. So meaning that you'd have to fly internationally and pay for your meal.
That's odd.
I know. Anyways, let's see what they have to say in news today.
Thanks, Jen and Christina. Good evening, and welcome to Midstate News. I'm Shira Steer.
And I'm Jewel Jones. Thank you for joining us. If you have missed Tuesday's voter registration deadline but want to vote in the upcoming November 4th elections, you have not run out of luck. Illinois voters can still sign up during a grace period, which will be extended through October 21st. Places to register include local county clerk's offices, driver's license facilities, the Illinois Department of Health Care Services, and the Employment Security offices. Anyone who decides to register late, though, must have their vote ready, as they are asked to cast a ballot immediately. And now we will go to Rachel Seacrest for the news interview.
Today we're going to be joined by Brad Cohen via phone from the state of Georgia. Brad has recently wrote a book called Front of the Class, and Hallmark has contacted him and made a CBS movie out of it. Did you ever think that when you came to Bradley that you would have a Hollywood movie made about you?
I went to Bradley because I knew I wanted to be a teacher, and I knew that it was a great school, and I knew that it had a great name, being Bradley University, and my name being Bradley. But I never thought that a made-for-TV movie would be happening about my life.
I know you wrote a book called Front of the Class, and what is it like to write a book about your life and then have it turned into a movie?
Many people who have Tourette's really struggle in life, and so I knew that I needed to put my story into words. I knew I could help people out from my hometown in St. Louis, and I knew I could help people out in Peoria because I was in those areas. And then I was able to help people out down here in Atlanta, Georgia, where I live now also. But I needed to put my story into words so that my story could help people across the nation. And by doing that, it really helped, families who, didn't exactly know how to deal with Tourette's syndrome. A lot of parents were still learning about it themselves. And so by putting my story into a book, it's helped, thousands of people across the nation. And when I found out that Hallmark Hall of Fame Movies wanted to do a movie about my story, I knew that it would only help out, many people who are out there who are struggling not only with Tourette's syndrome, but different disabilities, or maybe they have some sort of weakness or something about them that they're really struggling with in life. Because I think my story is about perseverance, and my story can help a lot of people.
What was it like for you to be voted first-class teacher in 1996 for the state of Georgia?
Well, it was a real honor for me to win that award. You have to understand that at first, when I came down to Atlanta, I really struggled to find a job. People didn't want to hire me because I had Tourette's syndrome. And so when I finally found my job, that was my 25th interview, and a principal and assistant principal took a risk on me, and they saw something good. And then 1 year after that, I won that award. And so it was really gratifying to me to win that award because, like I said, just 1 year before that, no one believed in me. And here I was now being honored by the state of Georgia for doing what I love to do, and that's teach.
Thank you so much for joining us, Brad. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. And now back to the news.
The recent Founders Day at Bradley University brought fame and fortune. 2 gifts of $2.5 million each were given by alumni for the new Alumni Center, which will be named Hayden Clark Alumni Center. In addition, a select few of Bradley University's faculty and staff were recognized with prestigious awards. Professors in history, communications, engineering received their recognition in excellence in teaching and professional excellence.
2,700 Illinois soldiers will be sent to Afghanistan. The large amount of soldiers being sent is due to the resurgence in Taliban. This will be the largest deployment from Illinois' National Guard since World War II. The hopes are to bring stability to Afghanistan, where more troops are dying per month than in Iraq. The troops will travel to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, for 2 months of training before they go to Afghanistan, where they will be for about a year. And now, let's take a look at our sports with Cody Brutlog.
Thanks, Cher. Welcome to sports. I'm Cody Brutlog. The Peoria Rivermen got 2 key players from the St. Louis Blues on Sunday and hired a new radio play-by-play voice for their AHL club. The parent club sent down second-year winger Chris Porter and defenseman Tyson Strahan. Both Rivermen are returnees. Porter fits among Peoria's top 6 forwards. Strahan is one of the top defensemen. Meanwhile, the Rivermen signed Brendan Burke as their new radio voice and public relations director. Burke, who's 24, called games in the ECHL the last 2 seasons for the Wheeling Nailers. Burke said it's fantastic to be 24 years old and 2.5 years out of college and be at the AHL level. He said it's a step a lot of people would like to make, and that he can't wait to get started. The job opened when Riverman radio voice Tom Callahan moved up to NHL Nashville in late September. It's rare for a Class 1A school to venture into the choppy waters of a large school cross-country meet like the 54th Annual Peoria High Invitational. But Saturday, Tremont and Princeton took on the challenge. They were the only 2 schools in the 54-team boys field that were from the smallest enrollment class. The Tremont Turks had plenty to be proud of when all was said and done. They finished 23rd at Detweiler Park, led by reigning 1A state champion Parker Thompson's 23rd place finish. The players say the experience alone was worth more than medals. Coaches of smaller schools often are reluctant to enter a large school meet like Peoria High or Notre Dame's Richard Spring Invitational for fear it might intimidate or even demoralize their teams. Now for some sports trivia. The topic, competitive eating. I know a lot about this sport, if that's what you want to call it. Here's the question. How many hot dogs did Joey Chestnut eat in the 2007 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest to break the world record? Was it A, 25, B, 43, C, 66, or D, 71? The answer is C, 66 hot dogs. That's a whole lot of dog if you ask me. That'll do it for sports. Back to you, Cher.
Oddly enough, recently a brother and sister were reunited after 60 years, but what they did not know was that they lived only 4 miles apart from each other. George Colwick, 87, and Lucy Heenan, 88, had not seen each other until 3 months ago when they met at a family reunion, planned by a relative near to the two siblings' home in Birmingham, England.
That's all for the news. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jill Jones.
And I'm Shara Steer. See you back here next week.
I'm Cody Brutlog. Have a good evening.
Thanks, News. That was really interesting about the whole siblings finding each other for the first time. But we were just talking about flying and travel, and you said you actually see your family every year in Italy.
Yes. I have family that lives in Italy, and actually it's my dad's side of the family. So my dad makes it out much more often, but I try to get out there once a year with the rest of my sisters. And because I hate to fly, I make all efforts, unfortunately, to not go sometimes because I just hate the travel part. But we were there over the summer, and it was my little sister studies there every summer, so it was my sister Diana, Victoria, my dad, and I, and we went to Florence. We went to Grotto, which is an island off of the northern part of Italy, kind of by Venice area. Where else? We went to there's a picture. That's my sister Diana and my sister Victoria and my daddy, and we're in Florence. I took the picture. That was actually on Father's Day when we did that. But we try to make it out there. I mean, my Italian is unbelievably atrocious compared to two of my sisters. My Italian is just so bad, and I always feel bad. I make apologies for it, but you know, whatever. So we made it, and then we made it down to my dad's hometown in the south. So it was really fun. I mean, we had a good time. We had a good time, except for the flying part, because obviously that's what I completely, utterly hate.
Is Venice really sinking? Is that true?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we didn't really make it to Venice. We made it an island next to Venice. So, and let's see what we have today in Get Real.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Darian representing Midstate Magazine, and this is Get Real. Muhammad Ali was known worldwide for being able to handle his opponents inside the boxing ring. Will Smith portrays the greatest himself in the movie Ali. Muhammad Ali proclaimed himself as the greatest because of his accomplishments in the ring, but the heavyweight champion's run-ins with numerous obstacles, including the Vietnam War, seemed to make his journey a difficult one.
This is the one. This is the greatest.
I'm only 22 years old. I ain't got a mark on my face. I must be the greatest.
They're coming after you. You are the heavyweight champion of the world.
Oh, you think you something special? You think you special? God don't care about you. Across America, everybody around the world wants me to snatch that thing off the top of your head. Sit right now, announce it from flat on your back. What's my name? What's my name? I'm gonna hit your hand 6 times before you get the 3. You ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. Did I hurt you? Rumble, young man, rumble.
Ali was nominated for 2 Oscars in 2002. In addition to Will Smith, the film also stars John Voight as sportscaster Howard Cosell. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Darian Clay.
Thanks, Darian. That seems like a must-see for a lot of students. So just learning about the history of Ali.
I saw that movie. I liked it a lot. I liked it. Although I'm impartial. I like Darian's picks. I think that he has a good taste in movies.
Well, speaking of our theme of travel, and I know you talked about Italy, I also looked up some local places that were just like if you want to go on a road trip and don't have money to just like fly abroad.
Do tell.
I know that I think there's a place in Illinois that it's called Metropolis, Illinois, and there's a giant Superman statue.
I've heard of that because isn't that like the birthplace of Superman?
Yeah, well, not like literal birthplace, but it's like.
I know. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool, especially if you're a comic book fan. What else?
And also the Jolly Green Giant is in, I don't know if the highway is like I-55 or I-90, but there is a Jolly Green Giant that's like 55 feet tall in Minnesota. Why it's in Minnesota?
Really?
I don't know.
That must be where they manufacture the Jolly Green Giant.
That'd be a good guess.
Very interesting. Now, I don't know if people have noticed, but gas prices have gone down significantly.
Yeah.
I've seen $2.99 all over the place, whereas up in Chicago, I know we're still talking $4.35. So if you want to go on a road trip, especially right now, now's the time. We have a beautiful, beautiful state with gorgeous leaves that are turning right now. So take advantage of this, of the state we live in, because you can really
and I'm not sure
get
if it's
involved with that.
A Peoria thing that gas prices are going down, or if this is a national thing.
I don't know. Let's see what Sandra could tell us about Hollywood within the Spotlight.
Hello, and welcome to In the Spotlight with me, Sandra Hollywood Hall. The fall TV season premieres have begun. It is that time of year again when we take a look at the new fall TV schedule so we can figure out what to watch and what to skip. Let's see what some of the hottest networks for the fall 2008 season has to offer. The U.S. version of the hit Australian comedy series hit our airwaves this October, Kath and Kim. The show was centered on a dysfunctional mother and daughter relationship. Now that they reside in a suburban area, can you imagine what trouble they may cause in the neighborhood? The Washington Post predicted Kath and Kim to be NBC's most promising new show. Check it out every Thursday at 9 p.m. on NBC. Last but not least, for this coming October will be the return of the 60th Primetime Emmy Award comedy series, 30 Rock. The workplace sitcom centers around a head writer, Liz Lemon, played by Tina Fey, deals with the pressure of working for a comedy sketch show in New York. To her surprise, she's now dealing with the struggle of working with the mentally disabled movie star, Tracy Morgan, and the new network executive, Alec Baldwin. Two of the most recognized stars of the show, Alec Baldwin and Tina Fey, were awarded for Best Actor and Actress at the 60th Primetime Emmy Awards for a comedy series just this past month. Check out 30 Rock, premiering October 30th at 8:30 p.m. on NBC. Get ready to buckle up for the fall season premieres of shows you don't want to miss. I'm Sandra Hollywood Hall, and as always, you can count on me to keep you in the know within the Spotlight. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Sandra. I know that 30 Rock takes place in New York, and you said you had ways to you traveled to New York on a budget. So.
I did. My sister Elizabeth, she's my oldest sister. I stole her away from her husband this summer, and I said, because they're newlyweds, so they never spend time apart. So I asked my brother-in-law, I said, Bubba, can I take Elizabeth? Can we go on a little girls' weekend? And he was like, of course. So my sister Elizabeth and I, Orbitz.com has this thing where they'll match and guarantee any they'll match the lowest price. If you find a price on the internet and it's not as low as Orbitz.com, they'll match it just so that you can go through Orbitz. And we ended up doing that. So we found a low price on a flight and a hotel. But what we did was we stayed in New Jersey. And we took the New Jersey transit system. So we took the bus into the city every day. And we found cheap restaurants. We did sushi one night. We did Brazilian food another night, all with a glass of wine. It was all under $50 for the both of us for food. We ate in the streets. We did the hot dog stands, and it was really fun. But by staying in New Jersey, going through Orbitz.com, and taking public transportation into the city, we saved a lot of money, and I would recommend it to anybody. It was a very smooth experience. We had a good time.
Yeah, and did you fly there?
We did fly, yes. That was through Orbitz. So yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. So anyways, About Town with, actually, you know what? I don't remember. So let's see. Here we go with About Town.
My Dog's Bakery, located at 4700 North University in the Metro Center, is a great place to go for all your pet's needs.
We're a pet bakery, a dog bakery, and a retail store. more like a boutique. We're independent, so we can sell all kinds of different pet supplies and boutique-y items. We bake all our treats here.
Not only can the owners enjoy all the special delights the store has to offer, but the dogs can certainly find their own treats.
It's a big social place for them. A lot of people bring their dogs just for the socializing. Just, you know, it's just fun. We all go shopping, and it's fun to have your dog go shopping, and they kind of can pick out their own treats and help themselves sometimes.
My Dog's Bakery has several fundraisers throughout the year. Part of the proceeds are donated to the Animal Cruelty Society.
Right now we have Halloween Days, which starts the 25th of October and goes through the 31st. And we're offering to do a donation of $3 to do a picture to enter your dog into our costume contest, and we're awarding prizes.
Not only does My Dog's Bakery sell items for your dogs, but there is also a section for your feline friends.
Yes, we do have a cat section too. A lot of people come in here and they think we're all dog stuff, and we're not. We actually have a little cat section. We sell all natural cat food and toys and beds and treats for them.
For Midstate Magazine, I'm Courtney Shattuck.
Well, thanks. That seems pretty interesting, just like all the food varieties and stuff for
and I apologize
pets.
to Courtney for being an idiot and not remembering her name, so that's my bad.
Yeah, and speaking of orbits and whole, like the budget, flying on a budget, I know that if you fly with maybe one airliner, like loyally, there are more chances for discounts, but you said you were mentioning ways to get frequent flyer miles through.
I mean, I know you can do a lot of credit card companies. You can open up a credit card with, you know, and gain miles every time you spend. You get miles, you know, certain credit back to the airline, and then you can book flights based on those miles. But I do know that I've heard recently in the news that that's kind of a tricky thing to do right now with the economy, because a lot of airlines are blocking out those specific dates and saying, no, you can't redeem your miles on that date. You cannot redeem your miles on that date. So because the economy is bad, I'd hold off opening up another credit card or something like that just to get airline miles.
Well, I opened up a credit card like last December that has frequent flyer miles, but I don't know if the miles were actual miles or actual mile points, and it actually just translated to the cost of the flight and not literal miles. So I don't know, you'd have to show me what's up with my card.
I mean, like I always say, never trust me when it comes to anything with money or whatever. But I know we can always trust Dr. Pitts with the career tip of the day.
Okay, you've crossed the first hurdle. You got your resume in and your cover letter, and you got a call about the interview. But what do you do next? Well, prepare for the interview. Now that means the obvious. Do some more research on the company. Call your grandmother's aunt's cousin's sister's neighbor who might work there and see what kind of inside information you can get, if that's possible. But don't overlook the obvious. Do some research on your own about the kind of questions they're going to ask you. Now hopefully you've already started thinking about this, because after all you have your resume and your cover letter together, so you can talk about everything that you've done. But what about those sort of abstract questions that they may ask you? And I have an actual list of actual questions from Human Resources magazine. What brings you joy? How would you describe your personality? What motivates you the most? Now, you know, some of these questions might seem trivial to you, but the only time that they really become trivial will be when you haven't given them any thought and it's tossed out to you and you can't even give a coherent answer to it. They're not necessarily looking to see that you can, you know, move the moon and the stars with your answer, but they do want to see that you've done a little bit of thinking about yourself, what you know, what you like, who you are. How confident are you in the first place? They're looking for organizational fit. You know, are you a little bit fun and whimsical even? So do some planning and think about what you want to talk about, and you'll do just fine.
So,
thanks, Dr. Pitts. Well, that was a pretty good career tip. We were just talking about saving money on flights and things of that nature, and just the lower gas prices. Do you have any other recommendations for saving money, maybe like shopping abroad or?
No, don't. You know what? Actually, I remember when we were kids, and when we would visit my dad's family, and I remember our dollar was it was worth so much in Europe. And this was back when Italy wasn't on the Euro system yet. and they still had the lira. But however, I mean, we would go there and buy just, you know, clothes and toys and all that kind of stuff because it translated a lot better in American money. This past year, I think I got a scarf and that was it, because like my dad said, you can go back to the States and get it for cheaper, which is something that we haven't heard. So don't go internationally. If you happen to travel internationally, I wouldn't buy anything because our money is just, our dollar is not translating very well.
Yeah, and I heard the exchange rate for like Burger King, McDonald's, if you buy like a Big Mac or a hamburger, it's like $7 or $8 in US dollars.
Yes,
just
it is. It really is, because if it's like $3.50 for like euro for something, it's, you know, $7 in American money. So it doesn't really work out very well. And State of the Arts is next.
Country singer Emmylou Harris once said that the problem with modern popular music is that we've taken the living room out of the music. She referred to a time before electricity when folks sat around the living room with guitars, banjos, and pianos and entertained themselves. Tonight, I'm happy to introduce a local group that has not only put the living room back in the music, but named themselves for it. Here is the eclectic LR Band, and the LR stands for, you guessed it, the living room.
Shows things are better back there, I'm told, and I got them deep river, I got them deep river, I got them deep river blues.
Thanks a lot for coming, guys. And thank you for coming into my living room. And for State of the Arts, I'm Matt Seneca.
Thanks, Matt. It seems like you have a pretty big living room to have a whole studio of people just playing music. I wish my living room was that big. But speaking of road trips, I just remembered one of my childhood favorite places to go would be House on the Rock. It's in I think it's Spring Green, Wisconsin. Okay. So it's just, if you've ever been there, it's not like House on the Rock, like Prairie House or anything. It is like, it looks like the Smithsonian in this like architectural, bizarre, like just huge house. There's all kinds of historical stuff in there. There's like the hallway of infinity where it's literally like a ledge that goes out like over the river or like creek or whatever, and the hall gets smaller and smaller. Oh my goodness! And it's like Willy Wonka.
I hate to cut you off because it is a great story, so everybody must check it out. But unfortunately, we are done for this evening. Thank you so much for watching Midstate Magazine.